All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Please stand if you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bree, take the roll, please.
Mayor King.
Present.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Present.
Councilmember Helly.
Present.
Councilmember Baskin. Councilmember Postma.
Present.
Councilmember Obala.
Present.
Councilmember Fisher.
Present.
Councilmember Waller.
Present.
Mayor King, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Bree. Item number 1 is a motion for the adoption of the agenda as amended and with the addition.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item number 2 is a motion approving our minutes from January 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nothing under recognitions and awards. Under item number 4 is a motion for our consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion also carries. Item number 5 is resolution under public hearing for a public hearing on our 5-year capital improvement plan. Emily?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Tonight, we ask approval to adopt the 2026 through,
2030.
20, yeah. I apologize, I lost my spot. We're asking approval for you to adopt the CIP for 2026 through 2030. As we have discussed previously, this plan proposes a spending of approximately $132 million during the 5-year period. But as noted, the funding sources and the funding sources are not assessed for a particular project, and the project would need to be put on hold if the funding is not available.
Thank you, Emily. It's a nice document. It is a planning document. Sometimes I know a lot of road projects do get kicked down the road a bit depending on other priorities, but it is a very nice fluid document. So we discussed it for a few hours last week, or last meeting, looking for a resolution to.
This is,
Sorry,
is a public hearing.
Anybody here in the public want to speak on item number 5? All right, council, any questions? If not, looking for a resolution.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you, Bree. Under petitions and requests, item number 6 is requesting approval for the abatement of the, or amendment to the point of sale ordinance. Stephen?
At the previous work session, we discussed the outcomes that came from the point of sale working group. One of those recommendations from that group was to make a few changes to our current ordinance regarding point of sale. In your backup packet, there are some highlighted areas in yellow, and then there are areas in red. And those items in red are generally what was discussed and came forward through the point of sale working group. Some key points of those are an expanded definition of what is a home sale. So with the assistance of City Attorney Byram, he included language there that ties it back to the Minnesota deed tax and what they define as a sale. So there's a little more clear direction on that. In addition, item B there was to narrow the definition of what a non-compliant inspection was. And really what we did there was we removed roots and mineral deposits as a failure. So we'll still note those on an inspection because we feel that that's important for a buyer and seller to know the level of roots and the amount of maintenance that's required. But generally, roots aren't alone causing infiltration into the line. So from what we were looking at, from an I&I standpoint, we felt that we could give a little bit on that and eliminate roots as a failure component. Also in item C, in the ordinance, there was a lot of discussion about the requirement for a licensed plumber. So we have clarified that a bit in that a licensed plumber is not required for the televising of the sanitary sewer service, but a licensed plumber is still required for the sump pump inspection. The difference there is that the city is involved with reviewing the televising of these, so we kind of take the place of the need of a licensed plumber when it comes to inspecting the sewer service. But actually, the city is not involved in reviewing or looking at any videos or anything related to the sump pump inspection. That requires someone that is knowledgeable on plumbing, how those sump pumps should be plumbed in order to fill out the proper paperwork and confirm that is in compliance. So we held the licensed plumber in that portion of the language. Moving down under compliance and expiration, we have combined both the sewer service and the sump pump into a 10-year period for approval and duration of that certificate. Also, a new home that is built that will automatically receive a 10-year certificate of compliance. That date and timeline goes into effect once that home receives a certificate of occupancy. Certificate of occupancy are standard in the new home construction business, and those are it is standard for those to be on file with our city building department. So we felt that that was a good trigger and a good document that would give us the start of a 10-year period on a new home. And then finally, we looked at if a home is put on the market and a homeowner completes their inspection and sends it to the city. Originally, we indicated there that that homeowner would have 90 days to make a correction, but we've increased that to 180 days, which complies with other dates and timelines in the remainder of this section of the ordinance. So to be consistent with that, we added another 90 days or 3 months to it to make it 180 days. So those are the changes that were brought forward, both from city staff and from the point of sale working group, and the official ordinance and its modifications are also included in your backup, and we present it to council for approval.
Very good. Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, and Joel's here. Thank you for your work on this. I know it wasn't easy, and there was 4 meetings and a lot of back and forth, and so in the end, I think we got what seemingly everybody's going to be able to agree to. Council, any questions on item number 6? We're looking for a...
Yeah, I want to echo what the Mayor said. I think this is great where we ended up with the changes we have made, and also the people who have been working in the background, the committee. This is what our community advocacy look like, because extending it too. So I think that give community more aware what is coming and what is happening. So we're protecting our investment, and also anyone selling, buying home that they don't get surprised with anything. So good work there, Mr. Lang and the team who have been involved. So I move
Thank
for
you.
approval.
So looking for a motion for 6A is a motion for the preparation of the ordinance.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6B, looking for adoption of the ordinance. Need an ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Austin.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item number 6C is for publication of the ordinance. Needs a resolution, please.
So moved.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Very good, thank you, Bree. Item number 7 is resolution setting our 2026 street assessment rates. Stephen?
In your backup material is a bunch of information, a bunch of numbers. And really, what we put this together each year to show how we are progressing with our street assessments based on our construction costs. As construction costs continue to go up, we try to keep up with that with our assessment rates. Over the past 5 or so years, we've had about a 7% increase in our assessment rates. And with those increases, we're assessing approximately about 30% of the construction cost to the adjacent property owners. So in looking at that, it'd be about 15% of the construction cost goes to one side of the street, 15% goes to the other side of the street, and then the city, through tax levy, pays for the center 60% of the street. As you know, our goal for assessments is to be closer to 40%, but in order to get that high of an assessment amount, it would take a very large percentage increase to our current rates. So in continuing with what we've been doing past years, we would continue to recommend a 7% increase from our 2025 rates to 2026. And just to give you a little bit of a breakdown on that, I believe we have a short table that indicates, so when we get into our older neighborhoods, a lot of our older core neighborhoods have 50 feet of frontage for their lots. So some people may own a double lot, so it may get up to 100 feet, but generally in those older neighborhoods where you have home after home after home, those lots are about 50 feet in width. So a residential, if approved in 2026 for a 50-foot lot, a residential assessment would be $3,682. A commercial lot, that would be kind of in our core downtown area. A lot of those downtown lots are also 50 feet in width. If we did a downtown commercial street reconstruction, it would be $5,258. And then we have there in the table showing examples of 2026 street assessment amounts. If you had a 75-foot lot, a 100-foot lot, or a 125-foot lot, what these assessment rates would correlate to for your appropriate property. So with that, we would recommend a 7% increase in our rates for 2026.
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Council, any questions or comments? Otherwise, looking for a resolution.
So move.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item number 8 is a motion approving pool lot parking signage as well as the library parking signage. Mr. Lang?
Yes, in your backup, it just refers to the pool parking lot, but we also want to request approval of similar signage for the library lot as well. And what this is looking to prevent is long-term parking, overnight parking, and just kind of abandoned vehicles in these city lots. And working through the process with multiple departments, we found that our best way to do that is to sign these lots as no parking from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. That would allow the police department to work through their enforcement measures to help get these vehicles moved. The pool parking lot, our recommendation, again, would be no parking 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., except during snow emergencies. The pool parking lot is a designated safe spot for folks during a snow emergency, so we'd like to keep that language there. But for the library lot, we would go with just a straight no parking 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So with council approval for this additional signage, we would then work forward to make these signs, get them installed, and then they would be there for future enforcement by our police department.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Lang. Julie, Jason, McKeek, anything to add on this? Council, any questions or comments on the parking signage?
Why the start at 10 PM versus something a little bit later? I mean, I get we're trying to eliminate folks parking there overnight or long-term, but doing like a midnight to 4 or a midnight to 6 would do the same thing, wouldn't it?
In this case, we tied the 10 p.m. start time to when parks close at 10 p.m., so that was the mindset behind starting it at 10 p.m.
They're
Could
not,
be adjusted if desired, but that was the mindset for where we came up.
Yes.
Chief, I know you talked a little bit about, issues with the amount of time it takes to do parking enforcement. I'm just thinking of, they're public parking lots, they're not really for parks. And we do have events and things that go on in downtown. We have restaurants, bars that go past 10 o'clock. So I could just see, I'd like to maybe push that to say midnight. Would that be any issue with enforcement if it was midnight to 6 instead of 10 to 6?
We'd probably like to see it more in the 4-hour block. Again, this for us, the starting spot here is, right now, there's nothing we can legally do if you leave a vehicle long-term in a city lot that does not have rules posted by signage. That's a city ordinance, so if you've driven by the public pool, all fall and winter, there's a big RV parked there. But we can take no action on it until the city council sets rules and we sign it. The library has had 2 vehicles. One, we were able to find the owner and move. They've got a current one now, drifted around, no license plates. There's a backstory to it, but at the same point in time, does not have a prognosis to getting moved anytime soon. And we just can't begin the process of ticketing it to get it to a tow. And again, our preference is not to tow. We do try to work with people, but ultimately, we've talked to the people with the RV. They're not going to move it short of this. And so, like I said, we would like to see it go beyond 4 hours. We've got some legal things that have to have over 4 hours if we're going to go that particular route in citing before we remove a vehicle. It's one of the problems. Like I said, we wouldn't normally be able to cite and remove a vehicle from the 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. places downtown absent a snow emergency. So again, we'll leave it up to council. I mean, it was set for the various park hours when they're supposed to close at that pool lot being a park. The library obviously isn't a park, but I would defer to Julie and Jason on whether it's 10 o'clock or midnight.
So for the park, I have a little concern, especially with the park. I agree, like after 10 o'clock, when we look at the summer, let's look at Todd Park. Sometime during summer, the sun will not go down. Soccer will not even start until after 7 o'clock. And sometime will go 9 o'clock. They're still playing there because it's still out. So I think if 10 o'clock, no vehicle there, that means, they will be out. I went to Todd Park sometime and they're still playing by that time. I think, will that not be an issue there with our resident?
Todd Park isn't on the agenda tonight for altering whatever their rules are. And again, I'm not sure if Todd Park already may not have some various rules to recognize the lateness of it. Certainly, again, we're understanding of it, especially like at Todd Park, again, being different. You may have some people who make the good choice to leave their cars there after playing softball all night. That happens. I mean, this is just, we've been faced with a couple extremes and we have no tool to deal with that. And so, like I said, I think this sets a reasonable expectation for people and how they use those lots versus some of the, again, broken down cars or long-term storage we're seeing in it. But again, we're definitely mindful of some normal uses to those areas.
I would say that is a good point, because at Todd Park, it's a little different. There is also Isaac Walton Cabin that we do reserve, and people can be parked in that area until after 10 o'clock. And there are times that our adult softball league goes not much later, but a little bit later than 10 o'clock p.m. At Todd Park. So it's something that we considered looking into. The ordinance right now states 10 p.m. Parks closed 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is why I recommended to Stephen that we just stick with those hours. That doesn't mean we have to do that for parking. I mean, there's nothing, I believe, in that sign that references an ordinance, so we could change the time.
Yeah, I guess I think when I think of the pool lot, I guess specifically, the library lot, but it's probably easier if we have them at the same time. I just, as we continue to grow downtown with more businesses and things to do, I could see folks using those lots past 10 p.m., going to a show, going out for a drink, that sort of thing. So if midnight to 6 accomplishes what we need to, and it sounds like it does with more than a 4-hour window, that would be what I would propose.
Well, in all practicality, I'm sure the police aren't going to be jumping into these parking lots right away at 10 o'clock every night either. I think they're probably going to only be watching for situations like we have now that we're trying to address.
Anybody else want to weigh in on this? I was looking for a motion either from Posty to change it from midnight to 6, or Jeff, leave it at 10 to 6. You guys want to arm wrestle? I'm open to anything. I know the point of it, and I know that we're not going to be circling lots, waiting for people at 10:01 to ticket them, but I know the point, so just looking for a motion.
Motion to approve as presented.
Okay, we got a motion to approve it from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Is there a second?
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Bree, you want to take the roll call to leave it at 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Councilmember Obala.
Nay.
Nay.
Yeah.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Nay.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye. Who'd have thought parking signs would be so controversial?
I was gonna say, you can
Motion
get us a
passes
6-0
4-2
on a lot,
as
but when it's
presented.
a 2-hour difference.
What was that, Bree? What was the?
4 to 2.
The motion passes 4-2.
The hot buttons of council.
I dodged a tie break, I think. Okay, that was approved then. Item number 9 is resolution approving our agreement with Moore County for the Law Enforcement Center. Craig?
Yes, thank you, Mayor, members. Hopefully this is less controversial than the parking signage. Thank you for your support, going back to Mauer County, asking for inclusion of some more option for us to audit the charges that we received because of your help with that. They came back with an addition to paragraph 4A that allows one person from the city to have access via their Gov AP system. So we'd actually be able to audit any of the charges in a given category. So this is probably even better than I'd hoped for, but hopefully that accomplishes what we were trying to achieve. Otherwise, it's the same as you'd seen previously.
Excellent. Thank you, Craig. All right, council, any questions on this? Looking for resolution otherwise?
So moved.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you, Bree. Item number 10 is resolution approving our mountain bike trail agreement. Jason?
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. Austin Utilities has requested that a mountain bike course easement donation agreement be brought to the City Council for review. This agreement is between the Austin Utilities, the Southern Minnesota Bicycle Club, and the City of Austin. The agreement is for the use of the Austin Utilities property located west of Todd Park and north of the Hormel property that's currently being used for the mountain bike trail as well. The agreement was drafted by City Attorney Craig Byram, and it mirrors the agreement currently in place for the Hormel property that's located south of the Austin Utilities property. I did have some initial concerns about maintenance and inspections required throughout the agreement, but after meeting with representatives from Austin Utilities as well as the Mountain Bike Club, I feel much more comfortable with recommending the agreement be approved as written. I did bring it before the Park Recreation and Forestry Board at last week's meeting. They voted unanimously to recommend City Council approve the agreement as written. So staff's recommendation this evening is that the City Council approve the proposed agreement and authorize the mayor and city recorder to execute the agreement on behalf of the city. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Jason. Council, any questions? Mr. Sehan? Otherwise, looking for a motion to approve the mountain bike trail agreement.
So move.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Very good. Thank you, Bree. Moving on to item number 11, approving 3 labor agreements for 2026 to 2028. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor, members. I'm proud of the team that has brought the bargaining agreement forward, and by team, I mean both the city's representatives and the union members. I feel this agreement finds the right balance between being competitive and supportive of our most vital asset in our employees, while recognizing we have limited financial resources. Our engagement efforts are making an impact, and we've opened important avenues of communications and allowing employees to better make their voices heard. There's critical relationships being developed, and I think employees have a better option of sharing their opinions, where more people can appreciate the challenges of their jobs, as well as employees can value other pressures on our local government. The budget process was a challenge, but I think that made outcomes of this agreement in some respects easier, and I appreciate council providing clear direction to the city's negotiating members. Providing resources for a market evaluation also was extremely helpful, and we had an important assessment tool to prepare for contract discussions and make sure our offer was fair and equitable. I personally feel we've made important strides forward, and these agreements speak to that reality, while more work remains to be done. I want to personally thank Tim Frickson, Jeff Dudica, Tony Hill, Kurt Schmidt, Tim Rogers, Riley Witzel, Dan Peterson, and Brian Schaefer for their cordial dialogue and coming to a workable agreement. The terms are consistent with the direction that we've had from council. I'm happy to answer any questions. Each of the 3 agreements need to be approved individually. Otherwise, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Craig. Council, any questions of Mr. Clark? If not, we'll take them in order here. 11A is a resolution approving labor agreement for UAW street and sewer.
So move.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. 11B is the United Auto Workers wastewater treatment plant. Need a resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you, Bree. Last one, 11C, United Auto Workers Parks. Need a resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Bree?
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item number 12 is a motion approving the 2026 council boards and commission appointments. Is anybody looking to jump off of their already scheduled appointment?
I see some of them are highlighted. Is that the reason?
Are those highlighted, the one we're approving, or we're going over all of this?
Well,
The ones that were highlighted were the ones that we were approving,
Okay.
unless anybody has any other changes.
now would be the time, beginning of the year, we'd have no election to work from, but if everybody's happy with what they have, we'll just keep them where they're at.
I would actually want to change with, I think the buses, the,
You want to jump off one,
I
Obama?
want to jump off that because I haven't been
Which
able
one?
to make it.
Which one is it?
I think it's for their
I'm still scrolling.
smart bus.
Oh, Smart Transit?
Yep, Smart Transit there.
Been on that before.
Timing,
Paul, you've been
yep.
on that before?
What's that?
So it's a time you can't make
Timing,
generally?
yep, timing.
Anybody looking to get on the Smart Transit, it's actually a pretty good board. Meets, is it monthly or quarterly?
Quarterly.
Anybody looking to jump on the Smart bus? Wheels and bus go round and round.
When they meet,
Very early in the morning at 10
Weekday
a.m.
morning, like
10
9.
a.m.
Yeah,
That's early in the morning?
yeah. Mm.
You'll take it, Ross?
I'll do it.
All right. Change, we'll bow to Paul. Thank you. What's the other one on there? There was another. Still scrolling. What was the other highlight, Brady, you know?
Page 166 of your packet,
Let me see here.
Posting is highlighted.
item 12. So
There it went.
Postma's highlighted for Housing and Redevelopment Authority.
Sticking on that, aren't you, Posty?
Yep.
I am for Parks and Rec.
Correct.
I'd
Okay.
like to stay.
And Postma's going to the Salvation Army Board.
Yep.
Postma's staying on HRA. And those were the only changes I had.
Okay. All right.
So I move to approve with the edit of Paul Fisher taking the Smart Transit Authority Advisory Committee.
And Obala jumps off, okay.
College, I'm sorry.
With that, looking for a motion to approve. Oh, I need a second, sorry. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That does carry, thank you. Item number 13 is resolution approving a resolution in support of local option sales tax. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor and members. We need to approve a resolution of support for a local option sales tax for a future law enforcement center. We have to do that ahead of the legislative session. If we're to introduce that and have that considered in the legislature, they go to the chairs of the tax committee and ranking minority members. For both those in the House, they'd be co-chairs, but otherwise, we looking for approval of that. They have specifics that are required in the resolution. We've included that in the resolution and hope for consideration in the legislature.
In the process, Craig, that was, they've had a moratorium on local option sales tax asks for what, 2 years?
Yes, for 2 years, so that's expired, so we're eligible, we're realistic to know, enough to know that those that were there when the moratorium was put on are largely still in place. But if the legislature has some accommodation for some of our revenue challenges, certainly the local option sales tax is an important one for us, both currently and in the future on a project like this. Hopefully they can see some accommodation to that, but time will tell.
And if legislation, if the legislature approves, then it'd go to the voters of Austin.
Then it'd be
And
approved by referendum.
And we would only adopt it once the flood local option sales tax was sunsetted?
That's correct, and that can be the current local option sales tax can extend no longer than March 31st of 2027.
Right. And I know that the initial discussion was to have a law enforcement center joint with APD and the county, and I believe at this point, the county is saying, no, thank you, they will stay, but the needs of the APD is still there, so. And maybe as time goes on, before this is built, they will come around and want to join us, but at this point, it'd be APD only. Any questions, council, comments?
So to just sort of restate what you're telling me, we're applying to the legislature for permission to do local option sales tax. If we get approved for that, which is not a sure thing, there would then be a community discussion about building a law enforcement center, and is that the right use of our funds or not? And we're still hopeful to collaborate with Mower County because, as our study showed us a few years ago, it's more efficient to collaborate with the city and the county.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, yeah, your process is right, but I thought I had something else to add, but it skips my brain.
It'll require a public vote
Absolutely will.
Public vote.
for the
Absolutely will.
local
And
option
oh,
sales tax to actually go into effect.
And they did refine the local option sales tax to only include what, like a justice center or law enforcement, something.
Yeah, they've tried to thread the needle. Some of that discussion was on where the referendum was not required if it met specific criteria. That, from differing opinions on that, but from my read on it, they were looking at more of in the metro area where several communities got together and created a police department. and those types of centers would be sort of automatically approved for going to the voters and not needing the legislature's approval. So there's different pieces that are being considered related to local option sales tax. Ours is kind of, because it would just be APD, at least potentially, will they look at that as being regional in nature? Our community is a regional hub. I think that, has an interstate that passes through it. We bring in a substantial amount of people from outside the community to work in our community, shop at our community. So how do those people best help support costs? APD responds to any call that comes in. We don't ask if they're Austin residents. So is it fair to ask people through their sales tax to have a contribution to support our law enforcement? I think we answered that affirmatively. Legislature is concerned about how sales tax impact regionality and taxpayers outside of a community, but our study that we commissioned from the University of Minnesota shows that 40% outside of Austin help pay for that sales tax. So I think it may not be the best and most finite tool to use, but I think it's probably the best tool that we have to have others pay towards something that's necessary for not just our residents.
But yeah, more to come. So just looking to approve the resolution for the local option sales tax legislature.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Agree.
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item number 14 is our addition. It's a resolution approving an I-90 bridge replacement project design service contract. Amendment number 3. Stephen.
The city is a party to this original agreement between MnDOT, the city, and SRF Consulting Group for the design services for this large overall I-90 Bridges project. And before you tonight is amendment number 3, which does not have any financial impact to the city, but again, because we are a party to the original agreement, we are part of approving this as these move through the process. So there are additional costs that have been identified in the design and construction engineering portion of the work. In my memo, it identifies those cost increases to certain fund drivers in the contract related to labor and a variety of other things there, subcontractors as well. It increases the total contract amount from $4.3 million up to something a little greater than $4.6 million. In the next section of the agreement, kind of paraphrased for you there, is that it's identifying that the state will cover the 100% of the cost increase as per amendment number 3, and there is no adjustment to what the city will pay. Our amount is still at the previous amount of $74,283 toward the overall construction design services. Also, in the scope of work, there are items identified as to what this actually relates to. There's about, 5 or 6 items there. Some of them, it relates to some design related to the pedestrian bridge that we've talked about over I-90 on the north side that'd be the pedestrian bridge over the Cedar River on the north side of I-90. Also, different design changes in and around 4th Street as they may relate to the signal light poles or other things around that interchange. So feel comfortable recommending this as there is no cost increase to the city. So I'd recommend council approve amendment number 3 so we can move this forward to MnDOT and the other groups involved.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Lang. Council, any questions?
Well, seeing it doesn't cost anything, I think we should move it quickly before they change their mind.
All right, is that a motion, Luella?
Yep.
Second.
Okay. Agree.
Councilmember Obala.
Aye.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember Waller.
Aye.
Councilmember Postma.
Aye.
Councilmember Helly.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Very good, thank you, Bree. Are there any citizens in the chambers here wishing to speak to council on items that weren't on the agenda? Please, come to the microphone, please.
Am I the only one?
And just name and address for the record.
Good evening.
Hello.
Honorable Mayor, council members of the city. I'm DJ Ryder. And I am just here with some items of concern. I swung by earlier today and dropped off a letter that has become internationally important from the Bear Cross Lake. And I just wanted to see if that was something you had received before today, if you've had the time to look it over.
Sure, yep.
And I don't necessarily want any comments on that. I do encourage, thank you so much. I do encourage that with the third and final round of signatures, I would love to see your signature on that. I do want to address the issue of graffiti at 1004th Avenue Northeast. I am not sure whose property that is, but it has increased in obscene and obscure graffiti that draws a negative vibe to our community, and I think encourages unwanted behavior among some of our teens that don't have appropriate direction. I also I have a list of things I just want to address as fast as I can. Angie Craig's visit, noted by Alpha News to ramp up rhetoric. This is not her district. I'm not sure why she was here. There's a video that has, again, gone international. I'm sure you're all aware of some of the things we're addressing as a state, and it's unfortunate. But to have Angie Craig come here to ramp up rhetoric was absolutely unacceptable. And I did notice in the video, several of those members are part of our special needs community. I did ask for an investigation into where this event was located, because if we are ramping up rhetoric among the minds of people have a hard time making decisions, and seeing some of the outbursts that we've seen in other places in the state of Minnesota, like the recent outburst in the church, unacceptable. And addressing the fraud at the state level, over 19 billion and growing, what can we expect regarding the integrity and transparency addressing the trickle-down impact of the fraud and how that will affect Austin? With international attention of exposure of the billions in fraud being discovered in Minnesota, more than ever, the people need assurances. And my question is, what's the plan to address this issue publicly? Austin has a significant role in the American history, which we should all be very, very proud of. And there's definitely a place for Austin developing a stronger and more secure future, not just for Austin, not just for Minnesota, not just for America, but for the world. We are a world-leading community, and we need to be strong. We need to be a beacon of integrity, transparency, and provision. We would be speaking German and under communistic rule if it wasn't for Austin, Minnesota. I think we can all agree on that. It's fact. And I just want to claim Austin for Jesus. We need to get back on track as a godly community. My first time here was in 1996, pregnant with my first kid and visiting my husband's family for the first time. They're one of the oldest families in the city of Austin, or the community of Malheur County. And I take that role very seriously. I've started Farmers Market, another issue I want to address. There is a serious lack of integrity between the dynamics that I do want to address. I've met with Craig Clark, Thank you, sir, for your time. And I'm not sure where the disconnect was. I was brought onto the board of directors without even knowing it, and met with Mr. Craig, met with Holly, met with a few other people, and all of a sudden I was off the board without rhyme or reason. They're not following their own guidelines. And it's reflective in the disconnect we have as a community. We have 2 failing farmers markets. I think it's disgusting. We need to pull together as a community, as a whole, and that should be something we all focus on. I'm the only farmer in Austin that's not in the farmers market, and that's obscene, absolutely obscene. I've stood in front of city council for 16 years, addressing issues that I feel are incredibly important, and I hope you guys take those to heart. When I first stood here, it was addressing legalization, and of course it was under a different mayor. And I remember standing here and talking about the compassion that we have to offer here. We have the world's leading cancer research clinic, world's leading, and we're still at a disservice. I would like to see your signature on that letter. I would like you to address it publicly, because right now, a lot of communities are wondering where we're going from here. And with that, I would like to invite all of you to please check out Reset Minnesota, R-E-S-E-T, Minnesota. And what we're doing is we are networking with some of the best leaders Minnesota has to offer, because we are going to go through a reset. We have a failed administration, absolutely failed, disgustingly failed. And that's going to trickle down to every community, including Austin. Let's get some clarity on that farmers market. I think it would be better if it's just shut down at this point. There is an investigation involved, because what happened with whoever is parading as the president or whatever she thinks she is, she's ripping our community apart more. So please address that. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the opportunity to be a flex in our community, because we do have a lot to offer. And I just want to give you guys did a great job. Amazing police department. I'm aware of some of the events that have happened in our community. They did them beautifully, flawlessly, and without any complications. So God bless Austin. God bless our community. God bless our servants. And it's important that we work together and take Austin up to the top again. We good?
Thank you, Ms. Rogers.
Yes, let's do it.
Thank you.
All right.
I guess if you're looking for my public comments on do I sign that mayor of Cross Lakes, my stance has been and always has been my time on council, whether council member or mayor, is that this is public service, not politics. And that weighs into the politics side that I'm trying to avoid. Our conduit for getting change and our voice at the legislature is through Gene Dornick, our senator, and our Representative Patty Mueller, and they avail themselves beautifully to us. They're always a phone call away. I give them information, and that's the way the process, I think, should go. Whether my signature's on there or not, I just feel that my stance as being a public servant, not politician, is where I'll end it. So I will not be signing that. I'll just continue to use our voice through our legislators.
And I think that making a public statement about that for other people to see, whether that's through the news media or TV, I respect that, I do. And I do have to go and address Mower County.
Sure.
Because we do have issues on the city and county level.
Thank you.
But we just need to reel it in, and I wish you all the best.
I feel your passion. Thank you. I
Thank you, and I
your comments.
appreciate that you feel that, because
Yes, sir. Thank you.
134-year farm, we have a lot to offer.
Sure.
So, God bless you guys.
Thank you, DJ. Moving on to honorary council member. Lindsay, comments?
I guess another interesting night. Thank you for the opportunity. I was able to attend the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation presentation on data centers last week, and I thought it was really impressive, the panel that they brought of environmentalists and, folks that actually are building data centers, and the really great information. I was actually surprised at how far and some of the things that I've heard and seen about data centers that aren't actually true. So it was really great information, and I'm grateful that Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation chose to host it in Austin, and I was able to attend. But yeah, it was really good, valuable information on communities, what the data centers are doing, and what environmentalists say about it. So that's what I got.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, Lindsay. Paul?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Obala?
Mayor, I just want to add something. As the state going through what is happening in Minneapolis, I think the last few weeks we've been had a little shake here within town, and what I want to say to the city of Austin to stay calm, so that we don't see the situation that going on right now is not perfect for our state, and also for our city. I support any law enforcement, our local law enforcement. They're doing a great job here dealing with criminals or servicing the community. But the other hand, I think it's not right for anyone being stopped in the city or dragging out from the hospital, like what happened in here last time. So a lot of business closed down due to our city being panicked with that. But I'm glad it fade away now. But it's not that it's going away. But to everyone that out there, please stay in your place, be peaceful, and always speak your voice, and please do not try to cause anything that can harm your family, and then protect your family. So it's just for me myself. I'm a citizen, and it's been really a shaking. It's difficult for me to go to work every day carrying my passport. Going to a city in Rochester, having my passport with me, being stopped, and then being afraid to be stopped, and so forth. So I just want to put out there for everyone who is in a fear right now, walking around the city, that they don't know when they're going to be stopped by ICE.
Thank you, Obala. Appreciate those comments. Laura?
That's hard to follow up. I have a number of things to talk about. One is I wanted to say thank you to the city staff, especially the Human Resources Department, for scheduling a strategic planning event on February 21st. So this is one of the outcomes of the unmocked report that came to us in November. We'll be having city staff and elected leaders work together to set mission and vision for the city and start working on a strategic plan. I think that's very important. It's something we've been working without for a number of years, and so I'm happy to see that moving forward. The Culture and Arts Commission is looking for art to provide graphic wraps to our utility boxes. They're frequent targets of graffiti, and so we've got some funding to put some graphic wraps on. Now we need art. We did a call for youth art, and we got a few submissions, and we got permission from our funders to open it up. It is now all ages, and we'd love to get some more entries of art, something that would work well as a repeating pattern. Details are on the austinareaarts.org website. Please spread the word. The Culture and Arts Commission is also seeking members, so please apply or encourage others to apply to serve on the commission if they would be good. I want to thank Cece Kroc. She has been the school board's liaison with Parks, Recreation, and Forestry for many years. She was, I think, just about the only through line on that group as we went through a couple directors, and there was a lot of changeover on the board. And so I want to thank her for her service. As of today, we approved that role moving to someone else on the school board. So thank you, Cece. You've been a great partner to work with. I want to say thank you to the Human Rights Commission for the Martin Luther King Day event they held last night. It was a very nice event, and great to see so many in the community out engaging with that, including the Austin Bruins serving the dinner. And then finally, I'll just echo Obala's comments that this has been a really hard season for Austin. In my opinion, Austin runs on immigrants. They've always been a key part of our community and still are. And so please watch out for your neighbors, know your neighbors, do your best to keep people safe. A real tangible thing you can do is patronize immigrant-owned businesses. Right now, there's lots of grocery stores and restaurants, and please stay connected with your neighbors. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Laura. Jeff?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Posty?
Two things, and they'll sound pretty familiar, but I do really want to make a point. Thanks to the Human Rights Commission for the lovely event yesterday. The fact that we're able to come together and feed folks in celebration of MLK Day. Thanks to the First United Methodist Church for hosting. Austin Bruins were there volunteering. The Reed Seed was giving away books. It was just a great event. And then secondly, kind of to echo what Laura just mentioned, you know, it is a tough time in Minnesota right now, and I know for small businesses, honestly, January and February are always probably the hardest 2 months of the year, and this is going to compound that. So if you are feeling frustrated and not sure what you can do to help, I just strongly encourage you to patronize your local businesses. Patronize your favorite ones, maybe patronize one you've never been to before. They really could use it right now.
Thanks, Mike. Becky?
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations to the Austin dance team. They took the Big Nine championship on Friday night, and actually in team history, they swept the competition, and they were able to get first place in jazz and kicks. So the dance team is doing great things this year. So if you have an opportunity to support them, they have a show coming up in just a week or so. So great job, girls.
Can we get them in here? I bet they smell better than the hockey team.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a shot.
I just want to caution, because I'm happy to have everybody in here,
Yeah.
but when we can't get everybody in here to recognize them, I get letters to say, what about this, or this? So it has caused some consternation of, if you can't do everybody, you shouldn't do anybody, other than what you've just said. Thank you for that.
Well, congratulations, dance team.
We've done first and second, but there's other people that we haven't.
Yes.
And that caused some letters, so I just get a little nervous about it. I try. All I do is try, but sometimes it's just this thing. So, but thank you for recognizing them in this public setting. Craig?
Yes, department heads met with Dave and Mark as part of the strategic planning process. Appreciate council availing themselves to meeting with him, so that work continues. And as Laura mentioned, on the 21st, important work, and we'll keep moving forward. So did go well with staff. Had some discussions on it at staff meeting today as well. So we're excited about the options for that and the importance of having guiding North Star. So
Very good. Thank you, Craig. And I have nothing further to add than what's been set up here already. So take a motion to adjourn to our work session. Motion to adjourn to our next meeting, February 2.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're adjourned, and we'll give a 5-minute break to the work session. Thank you.